Abusia ene His Excellency John Dramani Mahama in the State of the Nation address ekopie mu ewo parliament ekwokyerɛ currently how our Ghana in all sectors. Na okopie mu parliament there na enya asenketo ani nyina ne sɛ nyina ni sɛ normally say State of the Nation address parliament there parliamentarians no debate wo ho ene ade a enya asenketo na enamo previous nneoma asisi ewo man ni munti enade minority for ne kono na omunyina no ahye omo black suit each MP bia no ekuta koko a omo de kire se bosha NDC amanyuku no ehye omo koko akuafo no in 2024 na omo share omo bo se koko price no omo be raising no from 3,001 to 6,000 something ebi mo kra promises 7,000 near chire no na omo de kire se His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ada omo ye pa na no ada so Ghana fo ni bebre ba bonti ana omo kire se sa State of the Nation address yi de ade ba ko a omo pese omo ti ewo mu ane se cocoa prices yi e free 3,600 e about 2,500 no omampani His Excellency John Dramani Mahama a change na adwen a wayi e back to the old price no na ensem ana Ghana fo nyina hwe animu se omampani John Dramani Mahama de ho asem eba 20 His Excellency John Dramani Mahama ewie ne nkomodidie na no ena ene de na nya asem ketoa parliament ho no minority fo no so nsem ni mu a omo kire enioma hodo a akoso omo kire se State of the Nation address na nyina no enye the true reflection of enioma ekoso oman Ghana mu a enti enioma de omo ka bi ye pa na enya asenketo enti emorem na yenkotie Honorable Alexander Afenyo Markin minority leader wa abra no so eden ensem nyina no eto.
But Mr. Speaker, what the president failed to tell the people of Ghana is that 1 year in government he's still acting with slogans, no action. Mr. Speaker, electricity tariffs have skyrocketed and Ghanaians cannot afford electricity. We have thousands of Ghanaian youths who are, Mr. Speaker, can they be quiet and listen? Because if they misconduct themselves, we'll do the same thing to their leader. Keep quiet. You can't take away my time. If you don't keep quiet and listen to me, your leader cannot speak. If you don't know, I'm telling you. Mr. Speaker, thousands of Ghanaian youths were dismissed through a letter by the Chief of Staff. It's part of the State of the Nation. Mr. Speaker, as we speak, there is a scandal looming. Security services recruitment, TribeNet, we know who brought that company to the ministry. Kama has a way, and we Kopoku cannot be found. They don't care about cocoa farmers, and they are here telling us inflation, macroeconomic, give to Baumia what belongs to Baumia. And Mr. Speaker, we are happy they are showing a picture, trying to embarrass the former finance minister. We've seen, but very soon, let me assure you that somebody, a senior appointee who is in charge of this TribeNet, would go to jail. So the one behind TribeNet, the one who introduced TribeNet to the ministry, who is chopping money, Mr. Speaker, we are happy you are showing. Very soon we'll bring a picture. Then you will see the one in charge of TribeNet duping innocent Ghanaians, duping their unemployed youths. There are many youth who are looking for jobs, and this TribeNet, with the connivance of an appointee of government, she will be exposed. So you continue with Kenoforiata. Soon and very soon, it will be your turn. Mr. Speaker, I will conclude by saying that this side of the House, we are ready today to debate on this SONA. And by Monday, the true SONA will be revealed by the minority. By Monday, we, the minority, will present to the people of Ghana the true state of the nation. Mr. Speaker, that said, let me thank you for the opportunity, and I wish Mr. President well. Thank you very much.
Full appreciation of whatever they have said, but we can still have a conversation based on what he
essentially, in summer, and I would restrict myself to a statement. In the interview, I'll restrict myself to the statement, or share on the bit about conflict of interest, which was a main issue we raised here. They make the point, Mr. Atobwatin Onyusu in the position at Cocoa Board to advance the interest of Atlas Commodities or resign as director on the 20th of January. Relevant share transfer documentation was subsequently executed prior to his appointment as Deputy Chief Executive into were executing a deed of blind trust in respect of his shares and all of that. Into Omufri said the conflict of interest issue now we're raising a cry moot. How would you respond to that, Edikai?
Well, what we said, your senior counsel, lawyer Mesa, or
yes,
a man who has practiced for so long a time, and some of us, even at the time that we were not lawyers, learned from him. I used to go to his chambers anyway, and so maybe with the greatest of respect, he will also be able to guide us to put matters into proper perspective. It is possible that the PRO who spoke did not have a better appreciation of what the law is in terms of what conflict of interest is actually is.
Yeah, I think based on the first answer, Mibusano said, or a lawyer, or said that be, and I saw say yes in that area, and it's not a bit limited. I just had to move on with her from there. Yes, and so, because I don't want to restrict myself to only answers. No, let's go with the statement now.
Yes. So I think that we will pardon him, especially when he says conflict of interest, or more Obi, let's go back to the document that I shared with you the other time. Which document talks about what they sought to do just about some 4-5 days. That is on the 20th of February 2026. In fact, may the same document, I send the lawyer Mesa and so. And I'm I send one to just for purposes of clarity. On the 20th of February 2026. This is what they registered at the Registrar General's Department.
It was resolved that by share transfer instrument, Legal Capital Management Limited and Atoboating have transferred all their 400,600 ordinary shares valued at 400 Ghana cedis and 1,006 Ghana cedis each to Yao Edenam Kofi. 2. That by share transfer instrument dated 20th January 2025, Yao Edenam Kofi now owns all 2,000 ordinary shares valued at 2,000 cedis as the sole shareholder, filed on 20th February 2026 by KS Boating Mr. for Register of Companies.
Filed on 20th February.
On 20th February.
Filed. What does that mean? So it means that clearly you created a trust.
Yes.
A trust which was created for the beneficiary of someone. The law of trust, I've already explained to you, is very simple. When you create a trust, someone will have to benefit from the trust.
Yes.
And Atoboating, a creative trust, or the trust, that is the legal management, and or no Atoboating as the beneficiaries. I am not the one saying it. In fact, the document from the RGD also confirms what I'm saying. And the Beyonce also share the RGD documents now the other time about office. That is the original one.
Yes.
The trustees, the trustees are two people, the legal management and the Atoboating. Who are the trustees? Obi. Say, me kutadie. Now me say so mamia. So so for my benefit anytime me na hon babeje and I bet na ka just say at this point in time for my way. Never. Ha ntinya me create trust no. Na me say so mamia. Na wo hwe so mamia no beneficiaries no. Ana wo mo a o ye adwuma ne dia ma wo mo no. Eye legal management ana me atoboaten na nkasa. Me say kura mu 1,600 of the shares. Na legal management no mu 400. So it was until just this Friday, and I almost say even the shareholding in the trust and so on, or more transfer all the shares to a year Edinam. When you transfer the shares in the trust to Edinam, what have you done? You have just transferred the legal title to a year Edinam, but you still hold equitable interest.
In there. I think
that's
that
way. Just hear how many times
I think that point has been explained well enough. I mean, everybody with a little appreciation of how the law of trust works. No, way as here in the the issue of conflict. Fortunately, Shraj is seized with all these issues. And I was saying further echo OSP. Would allow them to deal with those matters.
We did page 3, of a documents which gives them away.
Statements now.
Publication, yes. The first paragraph. It is important to note that Atlas, like any other LBC, is permitted under the applicable regulatory framework to purchase cocoa in any region of Ghana, subject to compliance with operational and quality requirements. I said yes, subject to compliance with operational and quality requirements. What are some of the compliance with operational and quality requirements? That you should have a warehouse. You should have a depot.
Yes.
You should be able to show the tools of trade out there, Juma. Now, the next paragraph, it says that accordingly, on the 9th December 2025, Atlas submitted a formal request to QCC at Hohoe for depot inspection and certification. QCC advised that minor finishing repairs were required before approval could be granted. Do you know that this particular approval in this statement was not shown whether or not they sought that approval or they were able to get that approval or not? They only went ahead. TNU, who we did the next paragraph, say on 10 December 2025, following an engagement with farmers who had cocoa available for sale, Atlas commenced purchases and effected payments. You commence purchases when you have not had the approval itself. So what does that mean? They are trying to communicate to you that they chose convenience over law. Better still, they chose morality over law because at the point in time, they thought, cocoa need a sugar, farmers need complaining. So even without the approval, they have gone ahead to go and make purchases. And that's not working.
Yeah, but that's even another way. Mebusa general manager, and I think, ND interview, sir.
Yes.
She agreed on during the interview, sir. They used PBC warehouses. They didn't pay for the usage of those warehouses. Omoanje approval from PBC headquarters to use their warehouses. It was a personal agreement. Be Omone district manager agree and use warehouses without any payment. Once she made those admissions on air, I ended the interview.
Jatum said they do not have the proper approval as per the guidelines and regulations in 2015 that was made by the Cocoa Board itself. The Cocoa Board law. Is that what he's trying to admit?
Absolutely. So once Jatum said warehouses without payment.
Senior Mesa about Manentro.
Mate, but and then Osan ye post be about Cocoa Board ne Black Stars. Was it question keken audi to draw answer? It's an issue you wanted to put out.
Obi a your law school who said yeah, ubusa question and I said o can one say be said the bear so the Nipano based on answer on the Babano between the one to date. How many hours now? No official response or no proper response from anybody. The board did not approve any 12 million Ghana cedis to be given to Black Stars. Nobody. They cannot. They cannot. They dare not. to come out to come and tell us.
I know,
that
sir.
Lying.
You are ranking member on the Youth and Sports Committee.
Yes.
Is it, sir, information about my name at the committee level? And now, sir, you have something concrete to speak to.
Obi, mistake me no me a lawyer for. But there are some number 2. You say, Oya Bema, and answer me buano. Yeah, they are telling to because on social media you hear people who will not address the issue. I want somebody from the government or Cocoa Board, and I say PR that we have the documents or not. Because you see, I don't know money cost to come.
Baba, honorable Mepacho, once an Obekandia, approval has been given by the board of Cocoa Board.
Yes.
And the transfer has already been made. And as I feel,
so this is what I'll tell you. Now, open information if you are what do you do?
Right to information, sure.
It is it takes how many days?
Yeah, depending. 14 days.
14 days.
Yes.
If the person refuses to respond, it is seen by the law as a refusal.
Yes.
What that means is that within that 14 days, because you know why? As for the approval, they gave it. But as the payment, we are not Tuesday yet, or we are not watchers to find out whether the payment has been made or not. But the payment was supposed to have been made, and I don't know whether by virtue of the fact that so they probably found a way to hold on or hold the process. I may not be so sure, but the LTI will answer because you have already filed that LTI. But I can tell you an authority that there was a board approval that 12 million Ghana cedis was supposed to have been paid to the Black Stars.
I know not Black Stars or as the sponsorship for Black Stars.